It's the union between the movement and our breath that creates mindfulness, right? So if we are looking to train the mind to be more mindful, and then paying attention to each step that we do. You can start to become aware of the sensitivity of your own breath. It's actually a really wonderful barometer of your state of being. Are you aware if you're breathing into your belly or if there's some restriction? And restriction would suggest that there's some kind of control. So soften the gut. Some kind of control would suggest that there's some kind of a fear. Big or small, it doesn't matter. Fear weighs the same. Fear can be temporary or long-term. Depends upon our relationship with it. And with that same awareness, let's come right into a tabletop position. We'll do some cat-cows. So start by doing the cow pose. Oh, that was a great crack. And let your chest fall towards the floor. Really exaggerate, squeezing your scapulas together, creating this dip in your lower back, softening through the belly. And then on your exhale, tuck your chin into your chest and exaggerate going into a cat pose. And then lean forward over your fingertips. And then again, exaggerate cow. The shoulder tips are going to touch. The gaze is going to go up. You feel this exaggeration of your lower sciatic curve. Maybe you can connect with softening the belly. And then again on your exhale round. On your inhale, look up. Sink into those scapulas. And then on your exhale, press those scapulas away from each other as you tuck your chin into your chest. And on your own, you want to find this rhythm. Right? Mindfulness is that connection between movement and breath. Your movement, your breath. And the idea is you want everything to go long and slow and deep. And then if you want to layer on by making circles with your spine, you can do that as well. You just want to feel this oscillation. So you can start by pushing your rib cage over towards the left side of your mat and push up towards the sky. Push to the right side of your mat and then sink into cow pose. And just practicing that a few times. Trying to keep the neck soft so that the lower back has a chance to soften. And we're going to switch sides. Remember, our hands are strong, and so are our shins. And this allows for the spine to become supple. If your arms and your legs are not supporting you, And the spine cannot soften. It will have to remain in resistance. And we'll come back to center. Now from here, what I want you to do is just take your hips over towards the left side of the room and let them tap the floor. And then you come back up. You're going to take your hips over towards the right side of the room, let it tap the floor. And you go to the other side. So let the hips go between the heels of your feet and your left hand. Just making space between those 2 points. And then again, supporting the movement with the breath. Notice if at some point you start to hold the breath because of a level of tension or something arises within your skeletal system. And we'll come back to tabletop position. This time you're going to extend your right leg back. And as you leave the ball of your right foot on the floor, just push the heel of your foot towards the back of the mat. Now use your hands to push even back further. So they may be further out in front of you than normal. We just want to stretch out the back of the calf. One more breath here. Strong arms. The right knee comes back to the left knee. Extend your left leg all the way back. Same intention, fire toe on the left. Push the heel of the foot all the way back and stretch out that calf. See if you can lock out the knee. You'll notice that all that energy goes up towards the glute. Use the resistance of the pressure between your foot and the mat to get further into the back body. And again, the left knee will meet the right knee. You're going to engage your fire toes. Sit back onto your heels and you'll start to wake up those feet even further. We'll interlace the fingers, release the index fingers, and sort of make circles with those wrists. You feel that snap, the crackle, the pop. Well, again, we'll lean forward into tabletop. You're going to sit on the tops of your feet and then lean back. Now just lift the left knee up. Now you may be able to bring your knee all the way towards your chest, but you want to lean back far enough, Tracy, so that you can lift the left knee up. Lean back even more. There you go. Yep. Now don't limit yourself based on my range of motion. Some people can literally bring the knee all the way to the chest. Yep. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. Big breath in. Big breath out. And we'll release the left knee down. We'll lift the right knee up. Same intention. So the weight's going to be in your fingertips. So strong arms here so that you can release that knee. Get the stretch through the shin. Now, if you're holding your breath, you've gone too far. Let that be your barometer. On the next breath, we'll lower that left knee down to the ground. You're going to come right up onto your shins. You'll inhale your arms up towards the sky. The right shoulder, the right ear will come to the mat for floor flow. Take that left arm up towards the sky, but rest your left ear and your right ear and your right shoulder to the mat. Now see if you can get that left arm all up towards the sky. There you go. Reach, 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 reach. And then sweep your arms back up. We're going to go to the other side, so the left arm is going to come down. The right arm is going to reach up. Focus on the intention of getting that right arm to touch the ceiling. so that the left arm can soften into the mat. Inhale up. Knees, chest, chin. Your hands are going to come forward. Lean way beyond your knees so you can drop your chin and your chest towards the floor. Inchworm. Lift your feet up. Lower your feet. Lift your knees. Lower your belly all the way down to the mat. Low cobra. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. Again, lift. And lower. Strong arms to your child's pose. Now keep your knees together as you come into your child's pose. And your arms are going to start off in front of you. And then slowly take your hands all the way behind you so your knuckles are in contact with the mat. Let your forehead rest on the floor. Start to tuck your chin into your chest a little bit. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Roll onto the top of your head, taking your hands up over your head. Gently rock back and forth as your fingertips reach forward. See if those palms can stay connected. If you need to separate the palms so you can get further into your shoulders, then do that as well. Now on your next breath, you're going to lower your tailbone all the way back to the heels of your feet. Sweep your arms out in front of you. You're still in your child's pose. And we're going to take our fingertips over towards the left side of the room. Make your right arm longer than your left and see if you can get further into your obliques. Bring your hands back to center. And then we'll take them all the way over to the opposite side. And we'll come back to center. Sweep yourself all the way forward into puppy pose. And descend your scapulas towards the floor. And then again, we'll make it into dolphin pose. So you just bring the weight forward, lift your knees up, draw your tailbone towards the sky. It's just a variation of downward facing dog. You want your tailbone to go towards the ceiling. Again, your arms to be strong. Press away with everything you've got. And then again, we'll lower the knees down to the ground. Sweep our arms up. Camel pose. So as your arms go towards the ceiling, reach for the heels of your feet. Let the chest go up towards the sky and the hips come forward. There you go, Arch. All right, just soften into everything. Even the poses you have an aversion to. We'll release our hands, we'll come back down to the mat. We'll transition into downward facing dog. Pushing the heels again towards the floor. Maybe you can start to make your down dog longer. Then slowly walk yourself to the top of your mat, being really thoughtful. Thoughtful, mindful. As your toes and heels come together at the top of the mat, lengthen your spine on your inhale. And on your exhale, fold it. Inhale, sweep your arms up nice and high, allow the palms to touch. On your exhale, swan dive, bring everything down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Let's bring the right leg back. And then the left leg will meet at high plank. Exhale into low. Inhale into upward facing dog. And we'll exhale into downward facing dog. You bring the right leg up towards the sky. Bring it through to the top of the mat, warrior one, arms up. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior, bring the left arm down and your right arm nice and high. And side angle stretch as the right hand comes down to the mat and the left arm reaches up. Now see if you can get the hips a little bit lower. So you may need to make your straddle a little bit longer. Wide-legged straddle, so you'll grab the outside blades of your feet. You'll pull yourself towards the floor. Inhale, lengthening. And on your exhale, folding. Again, inhale, lengthening. And on the exhale, folding. Bring your hands to your hips. Come up nice and slow with the flat back. You'll reach the right arm up towards the sky. Place the right hand between your two scapulas. And then have the left hand meet it. Inhale, lengthening. And on your exhale, fold it forward, bringing your elbow all the way down to the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, take yourself back down. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, take yourself half down. On your inhale, come back up. And release both hands up towards the sky. There you go. Turn and face the front of the mat. So you're going to be, there you go. And then reach all the way forward. So your fingertips come down. Draw your right hip back. Elongate your spine. And then look in the direction you want to move in. What we're looking to do is traction the spine. So you'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw your right hip back more. And then on the next breath, bring your left foot forward to meet the right. Lengthen the spine. Full chested thighs. Inhale, sweep your arms up nice and high. On your exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. The left leg is going to come back. The right leg meets it, high plank. Exhale, low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And inhale your left leg up. And bring it through to the top of the mat, warrior one.
Breathe.
And warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Side angle stretch. Now, initially when you go into this pose, you may feel this compression on the left side. So draw your hips more towards the right side of the room. See if you can get your torso to go more towards the back of your mat. The straddle may be a little too short for the direction you want to go in. Keep going. Make it longer, make it longer, make it longer. There you go. Grab the outside blades of your feet, wide-legged straddle. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Now bring your hands to your hips. Come up nice and slow with the flat back. We'll take our arms up. So left arm reaches up towards the sky. And then the right arm. So you know when you hold back on something, whether it's sharing something, feeling something, it limits our range. Lift up towards the sky. And on your exhale, try not to hold back as you take it down. You inhale, lengthen your torso halfway. And then on your exhale, you lower yourself down. Try not to hold back. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, try not to hold back. Let's try that again one more time. Inhale, lift it up.
Breathe.
Exhale, take it down. We're going to inhale, come all the way up. Release our arms up. And just pivot towards that left foot. Reach forward like if you were going into a runner's lunge. Now draw the hip back as you bring your hands down to the mat. So inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, work the left hip a little bit more. Use your inhale. Exhale, don't hold back. The right foot will meet the left. Inhale, lengthening. And on our exhale, we'll fold it. Inhale, sweep your arms up nice and high. And on your exhale, swan up. Inhale, lengthen. And bring the right leg back. Left leg meets it, high plank. And exhale, low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Push your heels towards the floor. Be naughty. See if you can get your forehead to come in contact with the mat.
Breathe.
Really stretching outside of those armpits. Releasing any tension around your neck and your shoulders. You'll inhale your right leg up. Bring it through to the top of the mat. Warrior one, arms up. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Lean forward with that right arm. Bring your right arm down and your left arm up. This is a great pose we like to hold back on. So slide the right hand all the way towards the right foot. No holding back. Take into consideration, feel into your hips, being mindful. If you draw your left hip closer towards the left foot, you'll open up your back body a little bit more. And again, the right hand will come down to the mat. Sweep your right arm up for the twist. Draw your right hip back. Let the right arm come up over the head. Let the right hand come down to the mat. The left foot will meet the right, forward fold. In your forward fold, see if you can get your chest and thighs to completely touch each other. And you release the neck completely, letting your forehead get really close to your shins. Bring the weight forward more into the balls of your feet. On the next inhale, sweep your arms up. On the next exhale, swan dive, bring it down. Inhale, lengthen. And bring the left leg back. Have the right leg meet at high plank. Exhale, low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take your left leg up towards the sky. Bring it through to the top of the mat, warrior one. And exhale into warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reach forward with that left arm. Straight-legged triangle. Slide that left hand all the way down. And the right arm's going to come up and over. As the right hand comes down to the mat, bring your left arm up towards the sky for the twist. Now draw your left hip back. Let that left arm come up over your head. Exaggerate the breath if you need to until the body softens. And the left hand meets the right. Inhale, lengthening. Bring the right foot forward to meet the left. Again, on your fold, bring the chest and thighs together. See if you can completely soften your back body. Starting from the crown of your head, the shoulders, the middle back, the glutes, the hamstrings, and then the calves. On the next inhale, sweep your arms out. On your exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. Bring the right leg back. Have the left leg meet it. High plank. Exhale, low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up towards the sky. Bring it through to the top of the mat for pigeon. So right knee goes to the right wrist. Slide the left leg all the way back. Walk your hands out in front of you so that the torso gets really long. Even further, and then drop the forearms down. Now on your next breath, take your left arm up towards the sky. Thread the left arm underneath the right arm. Then you can take your right arm towards the ceiling. So Tracy, the left shoulder needs to be on the mat facing tree. You'll take your right hand behind you and you'll reach for the big toe of your right foot. That's your left foot. So ladies, you want to lower the left foot down to the ground. That's the left foot. The right foot you're resting on. I know, that gets tricky every time. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. You'll unwind the bind. You'll lean over towards the right side of your mat. So bring your hands back up. Lean to the right so you can sweep your left leg all the way around. Now pull your left heel in. Place your left heel on the outside of the right knee. Now you want to keep both of your legs bent, so pull your right heel back in, Tracy. It's just going to stay down on the ground. We're going to go into what's called deer pose. So you're just going to walk your hands to the back of your mat. Drop your elbows down to the ground. So Tree, you're going to go in the opposite direction. You're welcome. Roger, you're going to go in the opposite direction as well. Roger, you're going to go in the opposite direction. Now there's one more breath here. Now start to walk your hands back in towards your left foot. That's the one in the front. So your forearms are going to stay right next to the left foot. The left foot's on the right side of the room. I hope you guys aren't driving today. Yes, extend your right leg out. That's the one behind you. There you go. Now reach for your right foot with your left hand. 2-piece fingers on your left hand are going to grab the big toe. You'll lower the right ear to the mat. I don't understand. I don't understand. Roger, why would you do it that way at all? So you're, okay.
Which hand goes to my right? My right is over here. On the left side. And I grab it with my...
All right, kids. This is your left foot, right? Place your left foot in front of you. Where's your right leg? You extend it out. There you go. So drop both elbows to the ground next to your left foot. So walk your elbows all the way in towards your left foot. Keep going. Keep going. There you go, tree. There you go. Keep going, tree. Good. Now have your left hand grab your right big toe. There you go. Good. Now drop the right ear to the mat. You just lower yourself all the way down to the mat until the right ear is on the ground. While holding onto your big toe. No, Roger, you don't bring the foot in. So part of it is, when you're in this pose, if you're way over here and you try to reach your foot, you will not. You literally have to close the gap between your left nipple and your left knee. So, yeah, there you go. The closer they come in, the easier the pose will be. Now you can either just stay on your forearm, which may be too much, or you extend your right arm so the right ear comes to the mat. Just like that, you got it. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. It's an intense stretch, but you'll really understand the benefits of it. Right, so again, Tracy, you have to do the same thing. You have to have your left armpit and your left knee be in alignment with each other. Yes, so lean, instead of moving away from your right foot, move towards your right foot. There you go, and then slide your torso all the way down to the ground. So Roger, it's the same exact thing. Your left armpit and your left knee need to be next to each other. So I guess you have to ask yourself, what are you trying to make with the pose?
Here's my left armpit, my left knee, like this.
Right, but you're also supposed to be resting on your right hip. So you're not in the pose at all. There you go.
How my head gets to the floor.
You can't do it. Your head can't get to the floor.
So I gotta work on something else.
No, you work on where you are right now. So if you've never done this pose before, it can be really intense. but every time you practice it, it gets a little bit easier. But you know, sometimes when things are really hard for us, we just try to go around them versus like gently help ourselves move gracefully into them. And that's what I actually love about yoga, is that it represents all these internal conflicts for myself. Now we have one more breath here. And we're gonna release. So when you release, you're gonna take that right heel, right? The right leg that's underneath you, and you're gonna pull it in. Now you're gonna be in shoelace. You're gonna inhale your arms up over your head. You'll bring your hands to prayer at the center of the chest. Now you're gonna take your right elbow to your left knee, which makes a twist. Now, when you need support, you take that right hand to the floor. The right hand will be a kickstand, so you can work on the action of getting further into the twist. Maybe you can do a half bind from here as your left hand comes behind you, or maybe not. But notice that it's not about how many of the actions you can do, it's about how thoughtful you are with the ones that you're doing. So Roger, I would say that you're absolutely taking on way more than you need to. Well, you're not really twisting anymore. Right, so first you have to be in a good shoelace position.
A fair shoelace.
And then it's not about how low your torso can go. It's a twist, right? So a twist happens where in the body? In the upper body. The spine is a very general consensus, isn't it? Because the spine's pretty long, but a twist happens in the upper chest. So if you lower yourself down, then you're creating compression, but there's really no twisting happening. The twisting happens when you go into the upper body. The upper body. The upper body. So if it's your elbow comes down here, but you're too deep, then you have to back out. Now on the next breath, we're going to take our hands behind us, unwind our legs. So there's this initial stretch, isn't it, there? I'm not wearing my teacher's training hat already. Lift your hips up. Yep, you gotta lift your hips up, Tracy. This will not work if you don't lift your hips up. Up, 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 and slide forward. But if I try to slide forward and I don't lift my hips up, I'm gonna meet resistance. So you lift your hips up, you slide forward. You feel that, Gracilius? Oh yeah, that's speaking, isn't it? Yeah. So then you take your hands to your ass. They're so close to it anyway. Move the flesh. You want your thigh bones to remain turned out while you move your torso forward. So again, it isn't how far we can go. It is more about how deep can we go. So if I'm actually rotating my thigh bones, it's going to change my external experience, but there's going to be a lot going on an internal experience. The poor kids at home can't see me. Well, I tried doing a new direction. Now I know that that doesn't work. So, now you guys can see what we're doing over here. All right, now on your next breath, you're gonna go into Pigeon Pose on the left side. So here's a simple transition. Pull your left heel in. Roll towards the top of your mat. There you go, Tree. Slide it back. Tracy, feel free to kick her off. Queen of the universe. I know, right? You guys remember her first day? She showed up fat and barking. Fat, hairless and barking. Now we want to add the bind. So if you can't, it's difficult. You can do it. You can go into the bind with your torso down, but the idea is to give yourself space. So you press your hands into the mat, so you're gonna have a clear cut. So the right shoulder can go down in the right ear. That means the left arm reaches up towards the sky. It's reaching for its left foot, which is underneath us. That's what we're shooting for. We're just doing a few breaths here. Somebody could write a whole book, a world according to my hips. One more breath. We'll press both hands back into the mat, so you're going to back out of where you are. Now you're going to lean to the left. Notice how that releases that right leg, so it can come all the way around. You take that right foot, you place it on the outside of your left knee. You're going to lean over towards the left foot. You're going to walk yourself all the way towards the back of your mat. Can you feel the open twist? Then you drop your elbows down to the ground. That sound is very restorative, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now notice this has a different sensation, right? So this works more around the right hip because of what we're doing with our torso. A few breaths here. Now, in the next breath, you're going to stay on your forearms if you can. You're just going to bring them all the way over towards the right foot. So this is a great setup for an arm balance, because when we do arm balancing, we do a lot of this stuff. What we're trying to use this pose is for the prepping of an arm balance. So you'll extend your left leg out. You keep sliding your torso closer and closer towards the left foot. And your forearms stay down on the ground as much as possible. That may be as far as you go. Because then your two piece fingers grab the big toe. That may be enough. Then you can slide all the way down if you want onto that left rib cage, left ear, which is a different stretch entirely. There's not how many actions can you do, because not every action is an appropriate action. The closer your torso is to the floor, the closer you are to the pose.
The farther your torso is from the mat, the farther you are from the pose. So it becomes more aware, there you go, Roger, of what's the purpose of the pose. So even Tracy, I would encourage you to slide closer towards tree. You don't have to grab your foot, but sliding your torso closer and closer towards tree is the direction you want to go into. Until you're completely on the IT band of your left leg. Yep, and you'll notice that your foot will roll out. That's where you want to go. Yep, feel that? That's it. Now, eventually we'll adjust our feet because you want your feet, not your left foot, it's the right foot actually, to turn towards your nose. But notice that it's not. That just tells you your range of motion in your knees and in your hips. That maybe is for another day, right? One more breath here. Thank you, Archie. Have a great day, sweetie. I'll see you later. Now you elevate your torso to make the next transition a little bit easier. You'll pull your bottom heel in towards you. The bottom heel is the one on the left. Pull your left heel in towards you. There you go. Yep, that makes the transition a lot easier. Then you'll inhale your arms towards the sky. The left elbow will go to the outside of the right knee. The left elbow will go to the outside of the right knee. There you go. We'll lift the chest up and twist. Now remember, twisting happens in the upper chest. So with that mindfulness, leave your attention there. And then on the next breath, you're going to unwind it. You're going to go what's called pentagon. You'll extend your legs all the way out. And roll onto your back. Bring your arms up over your head. Knuckles will be down, palms up. Let everything open up. Breathing in through your nose and out. So I want to encourage everybody to really ground for the next few days, at least through the weekend, beyond the 20th. Whether you follow astrology or not, there's a lot going on in the ethers that's supporting chaos. Being in our hearts, we're less likely to be impacted. And being in our hearts, we don't participate in the fueling of it. Being in our hearts, we can see through it. All right, peeps, let's roll to the right side. And we'll come up into a comfortable seat. We'll bring our hands to prayer at the center of the chest. I'm grateful for this new day, its beauty and its light, and a chance to begin again. May we all be free from yesterday's limitations. And today, may we be reborn. Shanti. Shanti. Peace. 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 From my heart to yours. Namaste. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope you'll all be safe. Right, Missy? Right, Missy? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The twist? Yeah. Oh, honey, more. You need to come to a vinyasa class. Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
What, puppy? Well, this weekend we're doing. I'm starting that immersion, so I'm already like planning what we're gonna do, and my mind's already there. And so it was a great little practice day. Thank you. There's something really beautiful about the depth of the practice. If you ever have a chance to immerse yourself in the experience. And this weekend we're working on grounding, like I said, because there's a lot of chaos going on in the stars. So I don't know if you guys do you follow astrology at all, Tree? Yeah, so Mars is out there. When I was in meditation the other day, all I saw was Clash of the Titans. So I was like, oh, this is all being brought on by the heavens.
There was a very bizarre opening of the clouds this morning.
Was there?
Pictures of it. They were still there when I got here, but it was like the clouds had opened up in this one section. And then there was a strange feather-like looking apparition inside of it. And it just stayed there in the sky. So I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it made me feel like a portal had been opened.
Yeah, I think something's definitely going on with that, because I was like, I've never seen this before, but this is definitely brought on by heaven. And usually when I look at things, I can say, oh, well, it's our egos. But in this case, I was like, oh, this is the heavens. They definitely got their hand in this one. Right, yes.